Hey guys, I've been doing a lot of grafting today. And today, one thing I wanted to do a video on grafting some Trichocereus seedlings. And this is a really special seedling. This is a Shark's Blue crossed with Althea, which are some really blue Trichocereus cultivars. Both of those cultivars are really they got some nice glaucous, which is the farina, that waxy farina that makes a cactus look blue. I don't know if I have any right here. This one right here, this one's Althea. It's a cutting I'm rooting right now, but I have another Althea, but that's an Althea right now. And Shark's Blue, I don't have here, but that one right there is the Shark's Blue. No, the one right here, that one back there is a Shark's Blue hybrid. So you can see how blue it looks. Yeah, but these are really nice. This is a really nice cross. And I have a bunch of seedlings here, which I need to separate. I've been lagging. And I was going to wait till I up-potted these and select one to graft. But I had an easy access. I had the smallest one. The smallest one here. Look at this. It's the smallest one that was here by itself. So I just popped it out. I cut the roots while it was in there. It still has some of the roots, but I'm going to cut these roots off. Use some scissors. Cut these roots off. And I'm cutting the roots off because I'm going to make 2 grafts. Here I have a brush. Just going to get rid of some of the dirt, the substrate here, and some sand. And I'm going to make 2 grafts, and I'm going to graft into I have a bunch of PC rootstock. So now this is going to be known as a scion. This is what's going to be grafted onto these PC pieces, this Trichocereus pachynoides. I usually like, especially for Trichocereus or big columnars, I like to graft onto large PC rootstock, but this is I mean, I have these just sitting around, so I'm going to go ahead and graft onto this guy right now. These 2 smaller pieces are, I don't know, how big is this? Maybe 8-inch. Yeah, so I'm not going to bevel the edges too. A lot of people will bevel, which is they'll cut the tip like this, and then they'll bevel the edges. So what that means is they'll do this to the top. They'll cut the edges like this. Ooh, spiny. They'll cut the edges like this. And the reason they do that is because you'll have spines at the top like this, and it could pup, and that could knock off whatever you have grafted. And sometimes when they dry, they'll cave in. So that's one of the reasons that people like to bevel. And I've done it. I've done it plenty of times too. I'll bevel. This is called beveling. You can see. So they'll do this. But I'm just going to go ahead and not bevel this time. So I'm going to cut right here. Okay, I'm going to put this back on just so it doesn't dry out. I have another one right here, which I'm going to cut too. I'm going to cut right here. Oh, right there. Okay, I'm going to put this back on so the juice is still kind of juicy and sticky. And then I'm going to cut the scion. This is what's the genetics that I want to grow. So the reason for grafting is you want faster growth. So you're going to graft to a mature rootstock that has some nice roots. These have about a gallon. I have these in 1 gallon pots. And if they graft well, I'll probably up-pot this after a month. I'll probably up-pot this into a 2 or 3 gallon pot, just so the the roots can grow and have more energy and push more water and juices up to the more life force into the scion, which will be this guy right here. So I'm gonna do a buck graft also. So what people usually do is they'll probably cut it around here, and they'll graft the top, and the bottom will have some roots. Sometimes they'll leave it with the roots and let it pop out, or they'll throw it away. And but I'm gonna make use of the bottom, and I'm going to graft this side upside down like this onto one of these. And the reasoning behind that is because it's not gonna have a tip. So if it does stick, if it does graft well and there's a good union, all these little aerials have a possibility of getting a new arm, a new stem going. All these little arms. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this now. And I'm gonna cut it probably around right here. Leave a little more meat for the top part. So it's not halfway, but I'm gonna, no, maybe a little lower right here. Give a little more meat for the top part. Ooh, yeah, these spines are a little, tough. I'm gonna have this little thing help me right here. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it right here. Oof, all right, here I go. Okay, and what you want to do is place it where you're going to graft it right away. You don't want it to dry out, so I'm going to go ahead and graft. I want to graft the tip onto this one, and then the buck graft onto this one. And there's lots of ways you can secure it. I like to use this bandage tape, or I'll use nylon. And you want to put a good amount of pressure, but not too much. You don't want it to damage the cactus. But so PC has these little tiny spines, and that's what's going to hold it in place. But it could snap out. So you still want to secure it with a rubber band or tape, or more of this self-adhesive kind of it kind of glues to itself. It's not glue, it's not sticky, but when it compresses, it sticks. So you could use that to wrap it around too, but I'm just gonna use tape. I have some tape here. I'm gonna go ahead and use some tape. This is just like painter's tape. You could use any kind of tape. And that's it. You could put more tape, but I think I'm good. And you'll take a look, make sure it's really flush. And it looks pretty flush to me, so here it goes. So that's one. And here's the second one. And we're gonna do the same thing with some this bandage type of tape. See, it kind of sticks to itself when it's not stretched out. So I'm going to stretch this out. Let me see. I'm going to stretch this out right here. I'm going to stretch it out. Get it right in the middle. And then I'm going to put it alongside the little spines. And these little spines on this PC rootstock is going to hold this in place. As long as they're on there. Yeah, there you go. Pretty good. And then I'm gonna put another piece of this bandage tape. This is like bandage wrapping tape. When people are hurt, they hurt their wrist or something, they use this kind of for compression. Oh, this piece is really big. It's kind of overkill, but it's fine. I got this really cheap from a little discount store. I got like a 6-pack for like $2. Anyways, okay, that sounded pretty good. Now I'm just gonna use some tape. I'm using here some really cheap painter's tape. It's like paper, just to make sure these don't get loose and the compression is taken away from this this scion. We want to have pressure down. So that's it. This is again, this is a Sharks Althea hybrid that I grafted onto this PC rootstock. I'll go ahead and write it on here. Today's 8/2. Just gonna abbreviate Sharks Althea. Always try to label your stuff, because I've done the mistake of not labeling, and then I really don't know what I've grafted. So this is on today, this August 2nd, and again, Sharks Althea. I'm just gonna put abbreviate Sharks Alth. I know what it is, and I made a video, so I'll know. I grafted quite a few things today. Not that many, but today's my only day off this week, so I have some time to repot and graft a few things. So what I'll do afterwards is, like I did to these other grafts, I'll put a bag kind of loosely, kind of as like a humidity dome. I live in California. I'm in Southern California. It's a dry heat. It's not humid right now. It's a really dry heat. So if you're like in Florida or something, you might not need a bag, but it's good to keep some moisture, some humidity that helps the healing and diffusion. So yeah, it depends on your weather. For me, it works. There's people who don't put any kind of bag. I'll put it loosely. In the past, I have tried to seal the bag, and it'll start to mold or turn black. And sometimes it's still, this union, it still grafts and sticks well, but yeah, it does get some fungal spots. So I'm trying to avoid that. One thing you could do too, what I would do is I would get a brush and I would dust whatever's exposed, whatever's not touching grafting, with some sulfur, and that helps with it not molding or getting fungal spots. But I'm just gonna let it be like this. I'm gonna keep it really simple. Okay, so this is me grafting this Althea, I'm sorry, a Trichocereus seedling onto PC rootstock. I'm sure there's other videos out there. I just wanted to make my own, since I don't have any of me grafting a Trichocereus onto a Trichocereus. So yeah, I'm hoping they both stick. As long as one of them sticks, I'll be happy. But I have two of these pots full of this cross. I got this from a person who did the cross. I didn't do this cross. David Gonzalez. He's well known in the Trichocereus community. So he's the one that did this cross, and I got some seeds from him, and I grew these from seed. And this is about half of them. I have another pot full of this cross, and I have the reverse cross. I have the Althea cross with Sharks, but this is the Sharks Althea. Anyways, I'll do an updated video in about a week. I might wait a few more days, but yeah, about a week I'll make a video where I will remove these bandages and see if there's a good union, and see if they didn't rot. If they did, cool. If they didn't, then I'll probably graft one more. I'll do a buck graft and a tip graft. So I'll do the same thing I did today. I do these two grafts. If these don't stick, if one of them sticks, I'll let it be. I just want to see I just want some faster growth. I do have some bigger PC, which if these don't stick, I'll probably graft onto that. I have a little stand here. Let me see. I've been wanting to graft onto it. I just don't know what to graft onto it yet. I have it in the pot, but there's thinking of grafting onto this tip and this tip. It's got a really nice root system. It's stuck to the ground actually, so it's got a really good root system. It has these other pups. If I do graft onto them, I'll remove these pups and root them so I could graft onto those. I'll remove that pup too. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. Cheers.